if you ask me, in one line, the Bhagavad Gita is the art of winning.
So you said Bhagavad Gita is the art of winning.
Yes.
How do you think we can apply its ancient wisdom in today's time to win in life and to win in any area of our life, be it career, be it relationships, be it health?
Because the Bhagavad Gita is speaking about the truth. And the truth itself has a lot of deep meanings in it. Truth is nothing but something that stands the test of time. Truth is permanent. Truth exists when nothing exists. Truth is something that is real even when everything else doesn't, match up to it.
Where you have any difficulty in your life, any problem, any question of your life, you open any page and you are somewhere going to get the answer. How do you think the wisdom of Bhagavad Gita would help them tackle their relationship problems?
In relationships, it's very important to focus on the giving. What am I bringing to the table rather than what is that person bringing to the table? Focus on what you want to give and you have to give. What is your duty in this space?
Hello, this is Rangoli Sharma with you and welcome back to your favorite spiritual podcast, Speaking Tree. Another day and I've brought to you another exclusive episode of our English series, Mystic Mind. In today's episode, we delve into the timeless wisdom of Bhagavad Gita. How you can use Bhagavad Gita's wisdom to tackle your relationship problems, your financial problems, your general problems in life. What is its relevance now? How to find your purpose through the wisdom of Bhagavad Gita. You know, as they say, if you have any doubt in your life, Bhagavad Gita is that one book which has answers to all your questions. So today we try to find all those answers through this discussion. So if Bhagavad Gita really interests you, this is the podcast for you. And the guest who has joined me today, he's a spiritual seeker and the founder of Bhagavad Gita For All. I would like to welcome Prithviraaj Shetty. Prithviraaj, welcome to Speaking Tree. It's such a pleasure to have you on our show.
It's a pleasure. Thank you so much.
So today, as I introduced in the introduction itself, that we are going to talk about Bhagavad Gita, one of the most favorite books of our audience. Plus, I think the wisdom that Gita carries, I think, as we were discussing off the camera, it can help you in any part of your life.
Right.
So before we move on to that, when did you read Bhagavad Gita first and what it means to you?
Yes. So I understood, I actually picked up the Bhagavad Gita much earlier, but of course, I was too young to understand it. I didn't have a guide to sort of explain it to me. And lack of experience can also help you, can make it difficult.
Yeah.
I picked up the Bhagavad Gita. I was studying in New York. I was in Columbia University. And there was a calling for me to come to India. I came to India and during COVID, while I was here, and I had my own set of challenges on the professional front, on the personal front. I was working very, very hard, and somewhere in my mind I was like, why am I doing what I'm doing? And that's when I sort of picked up the Bhagavad Gita. My mother has been very deep into spirituality.
Okay.
So I think that is something that I picked up from her. Trying to take guidance from the Bhagavad Gita. I've of course read many of these spiritual books and self-help books, but when I did try to understand the Bhagavad Gita, took that effort to sort of see what wisdom it carries, it completely transformed me, changed the way I look at life, challenges. It just made me more centered, more clear as to what my path is. How I should look at various aspects of my life. It's almost like learning a completely new language.
Yeah.
Because once you learn that language, you are able to absorb information you've never absorbed before.
Exactly.
You're able to look at life in a lens you've never looked at before. So I would say Bhagavad Gita is that language which can completely change the way you look at life. It redefines everything to you. And that was my turning point. And I felt like, if this can happen to me, I should do this for the world. And that's where my education background sort of kicked in, because my father is in the education sector, and I think that is what I picked up from him. And I decided to merge these two worlds. My mom is into spirituality and my dad's into education, and why not help people get their answers at a universal level, as to what they're going through, finding purpose, finding meaning in their lives. And most importantly, I think, if you ask me, in one line, the Bhagavad Gita is the art of winning.
The art of winning.
Yes.
Okay.
And I think that is what I really want the world to know. And not just India, globally.
So you said Bhagavad Gita is the art of winning.
Yes.
How do you think we can apply its ancient wisdom in today's time to win in life and to win in any area of our life, be it career, be it relationships, be it health?
Right. So, to understand winning, we need to understand what we are fighting. What is the game?
Yeah.
So I think first thing that Bhagavad Gita really does to you is it tries to put context as to what is the game of life. What are we, doing on a daily basis? Is it just exciting? Is life about exciting your senses? Is it about just maximizing your excitement of the senses? Ki tasty khana kha liya, traveled the world, some fun experiences. Is this your life, or is there something else, waiting for you? So first it defines the game to you as to what this game is, and then explains you ki, this is the manual, this is the map to sort of win. And I feel because the Bhagavad Gita is speaking about the truth, and the truth itself has a lot of deep meanings in it. Truth is nothing but something that stands the test of time. Truth is permanent. Truth exists when nothing exists. Truth is something that is real even when everything else doesn't, match up to it. So, if we look at the Gita, it's simply talking about aspects of your life that that help you understand your true inner self, which is permanent in nature.
Yeah. Our very core.
Our very core. When you understand your true self, you understand that true self of yours, which is your soul or Atman or whatever else you want to call it, that itself is a very permanent, it's permanent in nature. And your body, you will age, you will fall sick, your mind might change, the way you look at things might change, the way you absorb your, you absorb different communication, that all of that changes over time. But if you look inwards, your soul is sort of the same. So Bhagavad Gita points to that soul. It points to that connection with the soul, with the Almighty, with the God. And that map is sort of sitting in the Bhagavad Gita also. And the idea is simple, that, if you can put your mind on something permanent and derive your source of happiness from something permanent, then your happiness will also become permanent. If you put your happiness on something that comes and goes, like money, wealth, power, fame, that will also go. You will face suffering.
Yeah.
And to find that peace, you need to put your mind on something that will stick through the test of time, through all situations. So, applying it to family life, applying it to professional life, applying it to your personal growth can be completely transformational, because then you will no longer seek things that are temporary, things that give you a temporary relief, You will look for solutions, you look for thoughts, you look for associations that last forever. That angle comes from the Bhagavad Gita.
Definitely. So, although it is one of the most read books, but I do believe at the same time that it is also one of the most difficult book for people to understand. Why do you think people have a difficulty to grab the deeper meaning that Bhagavad Gita is trying to teach humanity?
Absolutely. So, Bhagavad Gita is said to be difficult to understand.
Yeah. Especially if somebody picks it up for the first time, they might not get it.
Yeah.
Unless you have a guru who guides you to the deeper meaning of it.
Absolutely. So, Krishna, when he spoke the Bhagavad Gita, say whenever thousands of years ago, when he spoke those words, there was a certain language that existed back then. There was a certain style of talking that existed back then. And Arjun was a Pandit. Who was probably one of the most intelligent Pandits in the world at that point. And when Krishna is explaining it to him, they are talking on things that are intellectually very superior to what we are talking today or trying to even understand. They were operating on different realms of spirituality.
Exactly.
Today's time, we are trying to make it easier for our crowd to, this population, this generation to understand.
Absolutely.
And that is sort of my initiative as well, right? Like to make it very simple, to make Bhagavad Gita an absolute pleasure to understand, to see how to convert it into insight, to convert it into daily application, and then to actually see it through action, through daily practice. So, I would say that Bhagavad Gita has been very difficult to understand. We've made it sort of significantly easier in the video form. Reel ka zamana hai, shorts, OTTs, these are the things people are spending most of their time with. So let's make it as simple as that, as entertaining, as relatable as that. So that is our attempt. But Bhagavad Gita has been a very difficult scripture to understand. First, it was difficult because it was only in Sanskrit. Then it was difficult because even when it was converted into Hindi, the commentary was done thinking about those times.
Yeah.
So we need to make it relevant for today. That is the reason why the Bhagavad Gita has been difficult. I feel that every age has a new way of, I think this generation understands Reels, understands OTT. So we need to make it relevant. We need to go there rather than getting them back to the scriptures.
Something that has like short attention span.
Exactly. Exactly. Short attention span.
Quick to get.
They want their results immediately. So we have to take the Bhagavad Gita to them, make it easier for them rather than taking them and telling them that, try to learn something that is archaic and old and but of course relevant today.
Yeah. So, as they say that Bhagavad Gita is one book where you have any difficulty in your life, any problem, any question of your life, you open any page and you are somewhere going to get the answer. And I think that is one of the ideas behind your app as well. Like, you have the shlokas which will give you answer when you scan them. So, okay, let's talk about those different areas. Let's say if one is having some relationship problems with their partners, with their boyfriend, girlfriends, with their parents, with their children. How do you think the wisdom of Bhagavad Gita would help them tackle their relationship problems?
I think relationships are not about give and take. If there is a give and there is a take, then it is a transaction. It's no longer a relationship.
There are expectations.
There are expectations. Those expectations will let you down. And they're no longer they're no longer a relationship. It's now a transaction. So, in relationships, it's very important to focus on the giving. What am I bringing to the table? Rather than what is that person bringing to the table. Focus on what you want to give and you have to give. What is your duty in this space? Understand that your identity, maybe of a son, maybe of a husband, maybe of a father or a wife or whomever. What is that identity? What duty does that identity have towards this relationship? If you focus on what is that person bringing in, it will automatically lead to suffering in that relationship. It will feel suffocating because you will always be comparing, you will always be wondering, what am I getting? But the beauty of relationships is that the happiness is in the giving, not in the taking. So realizing that the happiness actually truly lies in how well you can give and not how well you can take. I think that is some understanding that we need to get, while walking the path of in a relationship or a journey with any partner or any companion.
Yeah.
That you see that, everything is the same. So coming from the Gita, we are all from the same creation. We are all from the same creator. And if my soul, your soul and everybody's soul is coming from the same creator, they have the same elements. We are not different from each other. But the impressions, the conditioning that we are brought up with, that differs.
Yeah.
And people are reacting from that conditioning and those impressions only. Seeing those impressions for what they are rather than judging them, reacting to them. Find that space, see them, see that light through all of those impressions and see that soul right behind them and touch on that. Another very nice exercise to really, make it even more fun and exciting is try to see Krishna in everything. See Krishna in your situations. See Krishna in your relationships. See Krishna in how somebody is getting upset with you, maybe telling you you need to do better.
Absolutely.
Learn from it. See it as a learning opportunity, a growing opportunity. And automatically you will see that relationship improve. And there is no other way but to improve when you see life in this lens.
I think the problem comes, as you said, where you are expecting too much in a relationship. But at the same time, don't you think that it's a very human trait to expect love when you give it?
Absolutely. I think it is very human. Nature versus nurture.
Wow.
Nature will always try to push you towards your basic instincts, but nurture and the right Sanskriti, they say, will push you towards the right way of thinking. So expectation is normal because that is nature, and we need to sort of inhibit those feelings and try to not expect it. And how to do that is to dissociate from the fact that you are getting something. As soon as you start thinking that I have gotten something and this is mine now, you will start getting attached to it. There will be emotions attached to it. If you think that, maybe the comfort that this relationship brings or, the warmth or the love and all of that I'm getting is something that I'm actually taking, keeping and enjoying, then there will be emotions attached to it. But find that happiness in giving the warmth, in giving that love. And the equation completely changes. Then it's about who's the biggest giver, not the biggest taker.
Yeah.
I think that fundamental shift can change the way you expect or don't expect. Automatically expectation will not be an occurrence because then you're not thinking what you're taking, you're thinking what you can give. So there is that change in, this. Secondly, if you go really deep into this expectation also, can you really control your partner? Can you really control that relationship? And if you do control, suppose you get full control of that relationship, then is it even a relationship? Because if they do everything that you say, then it's not a relationship. Then it is, you're a boss and that person's an employee. It's that kind of a relationship. Or even worse, it's a slave. Because they have to do everything that you say. A relationship exists when things don't match. When things don't always sit well. That is the point of relationship. They have to challenge each other. They have to have certain objectives together. There has to be alignment. But Without challenges, it is not a relationship. So understanding that these challenges are a part and parcel and you have to walk through it. You have to align yourself fundamentally ki, right, this is our objective, this is what we're walking towards. It's okay, whatever comes in the path, we'll figure it out together.
Yeah. Talking about expectation, there is one more thing that we so easily do in life. We do a certain karma, and then we expect a result to it. And Bhagavad Gita clearly says that karma karo, par phal ki chinta mat karo.
Right.
Again, the same question, like this is very human of us to do a certain work and expect some results out of it.
Right.
So how do we nurture this idea of doing our karma and not expecting anything in return?
So, again, it's very natural to, I come from a business background. For me to understand this was extremely difficult.
Yeah.
Because who is a businessman if he doesn't think about profit?
Exactly.
How do you not think about profit and all the things that you want to do, etc.? What Krishna is actually trying to say is not that you should not have a goal. He's saying, have that goal, set that goal. But once you set it, stop thinking about it. Your job was to set the goal and not spend your energy trying to think whether you will achieve that goal, not achieve that goal. Let it go. Then you leave it to me. I will handle it. Whether you have to get it, not get it, anyway is not in your control. You prepare really well for a meeting and suddenly it's raining heavily and you can't get out. You have to reach a venue for a speech, for example, and suddenly your car is broken down. So if you really analyze your life, you have no control over it. And if you have no control over it, then what is the point of thinking about the outcome? Because outcome pe to control nahi hai. There is no control on the outcome. So if there is no control on the outcome, why spend that limited energy, that limited time and that limited effort that you have? Because we are born with only limited time. So why spend it? So Krishna is saying simply that don't waste that precious energy, that precious time in thinking about whether this will happen, not happen. Spend that time enjoying what you're supposed to do. For example, there is a painter, Picasso. There's a painter, Van Gogh.
Yeah.
You think they are thinking what's going to be the price of this painting?
No.
Can I sell it for $1 million? Can I sell it for $10 million? They mostly died bankrupt. So, if you really think about it, they found their happiness, their source of happiness in their work. If you find your source of happiness through what you will get, you will always be disappointed and you will always be suffering while doing it also. Now, for example, you are doing a job and during that full month of working, you're constantly thinking, if I do this, will I get my performance review up? Will I get a promotion? Will I get a hike? And you're constantly in that struggle, in that thought that, will I get that bonus or no? Will I get that jump or no? And in that full 1 month, you were working and you were suffering because you're not thinking about your work, you're only thinking about these things. On the contrary, imagine that full 1 month, you only focused on your work, enjoying it, thoroughly relishing what you have been offered, finding your passion in it, seeing that this only work is my source of happiness. This only is the gift that I was supposed to receive. Rather than thinking of what you might or might not get, now your focus is entirely on what is important, which is that present moment, which is that gift. So that is all he's saying, that when you dissociate from the outcomes. You can be present. You can enjoy every moment as a gift.
So, so many people have this ever existing existential question that who am I? What is my purpose? Why am I here? How do you think can the wisdom of Bhagavad Gita help us in finding our own purpose beyond making connections, doing a certain karma, doing a certain making connections, doing a certain karma, going into a certain profession. Who are we beyond that? What is our purpose? How can Bhagavad Gita help in that?
So, I think you mentioned some of the three most amazing questions. Who am I? What is my purpose?
Yeah.
And why am I here? And I think all of them have very long, very interesting answers, especially if you want to understand it deeply. Who are we? I feel we are in a relationship with God at all times. So, at a fundamental level, if you look at who we are simply sort of witnessing in God's form all of the things that is happening in this, say, earth, in this reality. So, who we are is not this body, mind, emotions, senses. That's not us. Who we are is actually witnessing all of this happening. We are simply observing everything that is happening around us. We're experiencing it, we're seeing it, feeling it. And that is where, the act of detachment comes in. Understanding that all of this is separate from who I truly am. Coming to what is my purpose? I think people have different purposes in their lives. Short-term purposes, long-term purposes. But Bhagavad Gita will definitely help in the long-term purpose. In the short-term purpose, it's all about your, say, inner voice or your inner calling, what you should do, not do. Of course, there's a lot of guidance around that as well. But in the long term, what is your purpose? What are you trying to really do? Is it just to, say, be, people think that, so there is a certain hedonistic view. What is hedonistic view? Hedonistic view is basically trying to maximize happiness. A hedonistic view will push us to that, my life is all about maximizing my happiness. So I am going to walk the path that is going to make me most happy.
Yeah.
And sadly, we forget and sort of ignore the fact that अगर आपने एक आइसक्रीम टब खा लिया hedonistic happiness में, उसके बाद 6 घंटे पेट पकड़ के बैठोगे and you'll feel sad and feel fat.
Yeah.
On the other hand, if you pick up the route where challenges exist, maybe you go to the gym, 1 hour of torture maybe, but after that 1 hour, 10 hours of pleasure, because your steady state is now feeling good. I worked out today, I'm feeling strong, I'm feeling healthy, I'm feeling fit, and now my rest of the day feels relatively good because it's better than the challenge. So, understanding that, your purpose is not something for yourself. Your purpose has to be something for others. So, your long-term purpose has to be for something outside of yourself. I think that is something that we need to understand, that has extreme detailing on how we can achieve that space, how we can be in that, thought at all times through the Gita. And coming to why we are here, I have many theories on this.
Which are?
So, one of them that seems most profound to me is that that at a soul level, if suppose God is the creator of everything, He's created everything. The real question of why we are here is to why He wants us here.
Yeah.
If you really think about it very deeply, God created us because to have a relationship, to have any relationship, you need two.
Yeah.
Can you have a relationship with one?
I have a relationship with myself.
But that is exactly. So when you say you have a relationship with yourself, it is your mind's relationship with your soul.
Something, yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
In a very similar fashion, only one. Suppose there is only one. You can't have a relationship around it. For relationship, two things need to exist. And I think we are created for God to have a relationship with us. And if you ask me, what is that thread that connects this relationship between the Creator, between Krishna, between God and us, is love. So, why we are here is for us to experience His divine love and for Him to enjoy this Leela with this relationship, this love back from us to Him. I feel that that one thread connects us all across, entire earth, everywhere, all beings. We are connected by one thread, and that is love.
Yeah,
and
beautiful.
we feel like, we in our ignorance, we sort of stop seeing it. There's that one thread that connects everything. And all other things that happen to us and are happening, they sort of make it blurred, make it more cloudy, and the beautiful thread that connects us all in this entire relationship is sort of not visible to us. And I think that is why we are here, to experience love and to give love. That's it.
So Prithviraaj, Bhagavad Gita also talks about so many yogas. One of them were Sankhya Yoga, as we were discussing off the camera. And you feel it has played a very important role in your life, the way you have understood it.
Yes.
So firstly, I would love if you explain Sankhya Yoga to my audience and how it can help them in their life, especially when it comes to the soul alignment part of it.
Right. So Sankhya Yoga is the understanding that your body and your mind, which is significantly physical in nature, is different from your soul. Krishna speaks about the difference and the discernment between the body and the mind and the soul. Understanding that these two things are separate are very, very important, because that leads to detachment. If you truly want to be detached, you need to understand that your soul and your body are two different things. Many people ask, how to be detached, how to not expect, how to end suffering. That seems to be the most eternal question. How to end suffering, how to find peace. So to find peace, eternal peace, you have to move outside of the body and the mind. So first, earlier in the podcast we spoke about understand the game. Understanding that, your soul is separate from your body and your mind can help you understand the game. अगर आपको पता ही नहीं कि आपका गोल क्या है, तो आप वो गोल अचीव कैसे करोगे? So if you don't know what you have to achieve, you have no way of getting it.
Yeah.
So the distinction, first of all, is extremely crucial. To understand that your body and mind are separate from your soul is very crucial for you to actually achieve the super soul, which is the God, which is residing in you as well. So to achieve that yoga, so the yoga of differentiation, the yoga, the empirical knowledge to differentiate is where um, Sankhya Yoga is explained, and and it is amazing because it also starts the first section of Karma Yoga, and how Karma Yoga for all youngsters, for all people of this generation, is the most important learning from the Bhagavad Gita. It can completely change each person's life.
Prithviraj, what do you think Bhagavad Gita talks about wealth? And why am I asking this particular question? It's in the context that so many people struggle financially in life. And at the same time, it is one of the most important pillars of our life, money, wealth.
Yeah.
What do you think? How can we tackle our financial struggles through the wisdom of Bhagavad Gita? And what is wealth truly according to Bhagavad Gita?
So, wealth is a resource.
Yeah.
We have to understand that if wealth is a resource, first things first, to understand what you want to do with that resource. So first get that right, what you want to do with the wealth. Is it to buy a car, house? Is that your goal? Is it something else? Is it something deeper? Knowing how to use your resources, like I know what to do with my time. I know what to do with my effort, my buddhi, my thinking, my intelligence. I know what to do with all these things. But sadly, we don't look at money like that. We look at money as something that needs to be achieved. And we don't look at it as a resource anymore. Are you thinking about time like that? I want to achieve more time.
No.
I want to achieve more intelligence. We're not thinking these things. We're not. Are we thinking that I want to achieve something in the resources aspect of life? We are not. But in money, we think of it like I want to accumulate. But money has to move, just like all other resources. It needs a channel. When you start looking at money differently, it can come into your life. Like for example, this is outside the Bhagavad Gita, but I had read this somewhere. Very, very well put, I felt. Lakshmi ji, she sits at the foot of Vishnu.
Yeah.
And she's always, with him.
Yeah.
But Vishnu is focused on his Laksh. And if you really look at Lakshmi, she's wanting Vishnu because he's focused on his Laksh. Lakshmi is actually attracted to his Laksh. So have a goal, have a mindset, have a mission, and Lakshmi ji will walk in. But if you go after Lakshmi ji, that is not your Laksh. That can't be your Laksh. So dissociate from that as your Laksh. Create a goal. Have something to look forward to. And she will get attracted to you automatically. So create that space, and genuinely, not like a fake feeling ki, actually I'm doing it for the money. Actually do something that you resonate with, that moves you, moves people. And Lakshmi will walk in because she'll get attracted because this person has a goal, person has a mission. So जो बोलते हैं ना, money is a byproduct. It's a resource. You have to look at it as a resource.
Okay. So Prithviraj, we moved to the very spiritual part of Bhagavad Gita. But since we talked about Lakshmi, I want to talk about a little materialistic part of the spiritual industry that is, booming these days. So many businesses are expanding. But do you think that spiritual platforms or faith tech, if I may call it, they are going to get that boom in the coming decade or in the coming years? Because at the same time, there's a big spiritual expansion that is happening. So many people are becoming aware of who they are, what they want to do with their life.
Yes.
And I believe that so many people are coming into, realizing their spiritual nature. They want to sound spiritual even if they are not. And so many people are inclined towards bhakti these days.
In this era of AI where we are completely taken care of, all our basic needs are taken care of, and we have all the time, all the energy in the world, I think what we will really focus on is trying to understand our purpose. We will seek connection. And if we don't, it will be, a really difficult time for everyone, because we need to find connection. We need to have a purpose. We need a reason to wake up from the bed. And if you don't have that reason, if you don't have that challenge, you will naturally degrade, not just your body and mind, but your soul as well. So you need that reason to wake up every morning. And I think that is why faith is only going to increase. There's a lot of studies pointing towards this fact. I read today only that this is the first time in the modern era or the modern age, men are more spiritual than women.
Really?
Yeah.
Where did you read that?
I just, more religious actually
Oh.
than women. This is the first time ever the metrics have moved in the last, say, 200, 300 years. And if you look at a lot of different studies, people are finding and seeking connection back to their roots, back to religion, finding clarity through that. Because they've gone through social media, they've gone through all of the things that exist that can excite you. Now what? What is left? So people have peaked and now they will look for solutions. So if you ask me, in this era of, excess time, excess energy, you will need purpose, you will need guidance, you will need clarity, you will need connection. There was a nice study on in this year only by Harvard Business Review on the top uses of generative AI. Number one was, which is ChatGPT, Gemini, etc. Number one was seeking companionship and therapy. Second was organizing life, whether it is for your career, your family, all of that, like whether I should do this MBA or not, etc., etc. And third was finding purpose. So if you see, the top three literally fall under the faith category. Whether it is companionship and therapy, whether you just want to reflect your thoughts, look for companionship, talk to, just reflect and get instant answers. Organizing your life. Should I make this big decision? No. What are the dilemmas in your life? Discussing that. And finally, finding purpose. And then it is research and, all the other reasons why we use ChatGPT. So that was very interesting that these trends are already showing and cropping up. There was another study around kids, teenagers. 1 in 3 kids are actively talking to AI every day, seeking answers, companionship, that if I talk like this, will it work? What about this? What is your thought on this? Constantly talking to them. So I see that this will only increase over time. People seeking, this understanding and meaning in life, why they are born, the questions that you had. These are the questions which people will continuously dabble on and try to find their answer for it.
Absolutely. And you do think that there's a big, future waiting for it?
Definitely. I think this is going to be if you really look at it brass tacks, if everything else taken care of, people will want to know why they are here. And they will spend most of their time walking that path, because what else is there to do? How much can you travel the world? Of course, you must travel the world, experience different cultures, experience what has been gifted to us. But get your why right. Get your why right.
Definitely, Prithviraaj. And I think this episode would clearly give my audience that inclination towards their purpose, especially through the wisdom of Bhagavad Gita. So thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
It is lovely having you on the show.
Lovely being here.
So this was Bhagavad Gita's wisdom for you and how you can use it to tackle your problems in your life, be it relationships or be it wealth. So do let me know, how did you find today's podcast? Do let me know what are your opinions on Bhagavad Gita. How do you use its wisdom in your life and make your life better to find your purpose? I'll see you in another one. This is Rangoli Sharma with you. Namaste.